sorry. Go ahead, Coach.
All right, congratulations to Alabama. They got a really good basketball team. Play the right way, really move the ball and share it offensively. I thought we played really well for 32 minutes. Followed the plan of attack offensively. And just a big stretch there overall. We'll all talk about the threes, and I know they made 18 of them and took a lot. But when I look at the box and the difference in the game, the 19 offensive rebounds that lead to 28 points, just those 50-50 plays, obviously a lot of long rebounds on threes that they made, and then they turned those into points, and then really punished us on the turnovers. We had 12, and they turned those 12 turnovers into 23 points. And so, credit to them, really shared the ball well. We weren't able to turn them over at all. And those last 8 minutes, they just took off and left us.
All right, let's take some questions for Will Baker, please. Yeah, I'm going to get a slide this player.
Yeah, well, just obviously your strong first half. How important was it to kind of come out and set the tone, especially after losing to them just 2 weeks ago?
It was important, and my teammates found me. But at the end of the day, they scored 109 points. So our problems are defense, and we can focus on offense all we want, but all our defensive problems are what's going to hold us back.
Well, did they do something different on you in the second half? Did they kind of switch? They were switching a lot of people, I know, but what did they do differently in the second half on you?
I think they made some adjustments. They knew I might drive, so they digged at the ball a little bit more, and then sent. I don't know how many times they tried to double team, but they definitely made some adjustments.
Will, just from your vantage point, I'm sure you'll be able to kind of maybe tell more on film. Is the defensive side, is it more of a communication? Is it more of just what they do really well, or is it more eye discipline? Can you really pinpoint it there maybe in real time?
I just think it's discipline to do the right thing when we're supposed to do it. But I think it's more of a heart thing and a toughness to do the right thing, even if we got some guys tired or we don't feel like running back on D to close out on shooters. So it's just an effort and discipline thing for us, I think.
You mentioned that right there. They had 20 offensive rebounds. Was that just long rebounds off missed threes, or were you guys not getting to spots?
No, it was 50-50 balls, like Coach said. We just didn't have toughness to get them.
Well, have you played anybody in your career that moves the ball that fast around the perimeter? It's just almost impossible to rotate that quick a lot of times.
Yeah, credit to them. I mean, they're the top offensive team in the country, and they got shooters and they move the ball well. So, yeah.
Well, thank you.
All right, babe.
Let's start taking questions for Coach. Shelton, you want to get us going?
Matt, two of your big concerns were fast break points and especially fast break points. Oh, and getting to the free throw line too much. You kind of limited both of those things, and you still wind up 17. I mean, just how explosive this offense is, and you can't let up at any point.
Yeah, Sheldon, I'm not trying to oversimplify the game here, but at the end of the day, when you pull the box, because of offensive rebounding and turnovers, they shot 81 balls in the game. We only shot 60. So, hard to win. Hard to win when that's the case. And, I thought for the most part, the first 32 minutes, playing smart and moving the ball offensively, enabled us to have a better opportunity to defend them in transition. But I think we had an open three there down, maybe 76-75. We missed it. They get a dunk. And then I believe they hit 5 threes on their next possessions there. And some of it was we took some tough shots, which now put us at a disadvantage in transition. and they make you pay. And they made 38 baskets tonight. 25 of them were assisted on. And, I think, we'll definitely point, obviously scored 109 again. But we scored 88 and 92 in the two games. But some of our poor offense in the second half, turnovers, helped fuel those threes they were able to get.
Yeah, Coach. Did you see improved defense from y'all's the first shot defense that y'all had? I mean, holding them to obviously 40%, 46% shooting this time.
Well, I thought in the first half, they shot 43% from the field. We did a much better job defending their 2-point shots in the first half, but they hit 9 threes, and then we fouled a 3-point shooter, so essentially 10 made threes. So you go in at the half, I think we missed 2 free throws, could have been 49, 48. But the numbers just didn't add up. We were dominating the paint. We were getting layup after layup, but they were getting threes. And so we come out to start the second half. I thought on our defensive end we were much better. I think they started the second half 3 for 12 from behind the 3-point line. I thought we were really contesting, forcing some tougher shots. We didn't capitalize by securing the defensive rebound on all of those, and they made us pay for that on second opportunities. And then I do think they did a nice job adjusting. They changed the matchup on Baker in the post. They swarmed him when he put the ball on the floor, and we were unable to make the right plays some there on offense in the second half.
Coach, you mentioned it in your opening remarks about the long rebounds, and so many of their second chance points came off of those long rebounds 5-7 feet away from the basket. It seemed like they had all their guys attacking for those rebounds. How do you combat that? How do you get better at that and being able to keep those possessions yours?
Yeah, toughness and physicality. I thought Reitzel for them was terrific. He just took the rebound from us on multiple possessions and turned those into points. They're so good offensively. If you give up those second chance opportunities, it makes them really difficult to beat. But I thought Reitzel's energy and effort out there on the floor, chasing down 50-50s. The other thing I would say, you can't rebound with one hand in this league. It's just one thing we've learned the hard way here of late. You got to go rip them down with 2 hands and secure the ball.
Coach, you mentioned that poor offense down the stretch as they started to pull away. How do you feel about the shot selection? Is that
It's
something
poor.
you'd have to go see?
It's poor. Poor shot selection. Every man for himself. And that hadn't been a good formula for us. I think our point guards had 10 assists at halftime. Our point guards finished the game with 10 assists. We're better when the ball moves, and we play a lot of team basketball. It's been a lot better formula for us.
It seemed like for the first 32 minutes of the game, you mentioned the last 8 there and shot selection down the stretch, maybe it wasn't the best. Why do players kind of veer from the plan if it's working?
It's just, poor coaching on my part. I got to have us a lot more disciplined to execute in those moments, to get the ball where it needs to go and take high-quality shots in those situations. And credit to Alabama. I mean, they were flying around defensively as well. They were switching some of the screens that earlier in the game they were playing in coverage, and we just weren't able to convert there down the stretch.
Coach, you had Jalen Cook come off the bench, and he kind of struggled early on, especially in the first half, but then things started to kind of fall for him. His shots started to fall. He ends up with 20 points, team high 8 rebounds. Do you think that's something he can build on to kind of get back on track this season for your team?
Yeah, I think the 8 rebounds is great. I think the 4 assists, just 1 turnover, is terrific. But, we got to be a lot better defensively, and we got to be a lot more efficient in scoring the basketball as a team.
Jordan looked like he got dinged up early in the game. How did he battle through? What was he battling with throughout the game?
Yeah, well, he's been recovering from the illness of last week, but then I think what happened, he got clipped on a screen there in the first half. It looked like a Charlie horse type situation, and then, had the horrific fall, was really fortunate there. I think he landed maybe on Nelson, kind of broke his fall, thankfully there. So, I think just, got hit there in the quad with a knee on a screen.
Obviously, Trey battled foul trouble. How big was that for y'all as far as just staying consistent?
Well, it was tough for us because we needed him on the floor. I think the first 6 minutes, I believe, he had 5 assists, 0 turnovers. Really did a good job just getting the ball moving. Like I always say, that's when we're at our best, when that ball is moving and we share it, make the extra pass. I think that's why Alabama's terrific. You see 2 guys in a rotation end up on the basketball. There's no hero shot coming. They just move it to the next guy. And if you rotate to him, he moves it to the next guy until they get a great high-quality shot. That's why they had 25 assists in the game. So, we needed Trey on the floor. On me, I felt it was important to have him on the floor.
Tonight that ultimately caused this loss, and where do you go from here to build on that and turn it around?
Yeah, there's a lot to look at. I would just point to they took 81 shots, we took 60. That was caused by their elite offensive rebounding and some of our turnovers. Obviously outscored us by a big margin at the 3-point line. But for us, where do we turn? We got to keep getting better. Just got to get back to work tomorrow. This is our first time doing the 3 games in 6 days deal, where you go Wednesday, Saturday, Tuesday. So we have to do a really good job turning the page tomorrow and start preparing for what I think is a really, really good Florida team on Tuesday. Okay, thank you.